over. The Vikings have come back to win. And the Broncos, their fourth quarter lead this season. What a game.
What a game. A disappointing, heartbreaking loss for the Broncos. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that look at this as almost the perfect scenario. Hey, I was wildly entertained for 3 hours. They played a good football game. They played hard right to the end, and they lost, which only improves our draft position, maybe gives us a chance to go after a quarterback, whatever. And in the end, it was an entertaining game. So how do you classify it?
Did it change your mind? Let me just throw a question at you real quick. Did it change your mind about Drew Lock / Brandon Allen / I mean, they made plays in the first half. He threw some touchdowns. He threw a couple of dimes. He was careful with the football. He threw a bunch of balls away while his completion percentage is so bad because he's not going to take a chance with it. And he's going to lean on the defense. This is the way you thought that this team could compete, right?
You know, it's funny because if Drew Lock comes out and plays his first 2 games exactly like Brandon Allen has played his first 2 games, we'll think we're onto something. Won't you?
Yeah, but right now you're just like,
but right now
all
it's
right,
like,
it's time to move.
Thanks, Brandon. Good job.
Hey,
nice
really
audition.
nice.
But
yeah.
We'll tell you what, we'll keep your resume on file.
Right. Good work. Great audition. Right, exactly.
Next on the Morning Brew.
Most definitely not. I know I personally love that man. I know as an offense, we respect the hell out of him as a coach. We're bought into his system and what he does. And I know that goes for the whole offense. I know I speak for the offense on that. We all appreciate and respect him. We're going to continue playing hard for him and this whole team.
All right, Dalton Reisner disputing that Jason Canfora piece that suggests that there's a lot of tension between Vic Fangio and the Broncos, that Fangio's having a hard time connecting with his players. Everything that we've observed about Vic Fangio is that he's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's a whole lot of, extra talk there when it goes to Vic
right.
and his players. So, you know what? Let's say this is true. Let's say he's having a hard time connecting. If he's being truthful, if he's being blunt, and guys aren't responding to that, I think you got the wrong guys.
Yeah, listen, I've always been coached by guys who are just vicious. Like, that's just the way. I go back to my college coach, man. My college coach would run you off the campus if you didn't play well and you didn't do what he wanted you to do. That's just the way it always was. So, I mean, I don't have a problem. Like, I want a guy to be enthusiastic. I want to be a guy to be. But ultimately, I think, to me, as a player, if the guy's a yeller, or if the guy's a nurturer, whatever he is, can he help me be better? Can he help me get to where I want to go? And if he can, I'll put up with some, butt chewings if he can help me get to where I want to go. Like, I'm not going to – if he's making me a better player, then I don't have any issue. If he's making me a better coach, I don't have any issue. If he's not gentle in the way he delivers the message.
Okay, but you and I are both from a different era where it was a little bit more straightforward and it was tough love type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But come on now. I mean, look around the NFL. Why are so many of these coaches younger and younger? Part of it is because, they're supposed to have the Oda McVay or Oda Shanahan on them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is, too, is that, hey, they're younger. They're going to be able to connect with younger players.
Right.
And that, you have some guys that are literally grandfathered in, like a Belichick or a Carroll. But, Vic Fangio's never been a coach, and all he knows is one thing for the last 30, 40 years. You expect him to be able to come in and resonate with his players?
I think he probably does a pretty good job of resonating with most of his players.
Next on the Morning Brew.
We'll be waiting to hear from Roger Goodell, the NFL, the 32 teams. We'll let you know if we hear from them. Ball's in their court. We're ready to go.
All right, Colin Kaepernick. Never a dull day with Colin, as he decided not to agree to the NFL terms of their workouts, so he instead had his own, moved it to a different place, and there were 24 teams that were going to be represented. It went down to 8. The Broncos had a representative who decided, nope, got to catch a plane to go advance scout Buffalo. So what did you make of the whole Colin Kaepernick workout?
Well, I mean, I think there's things, and I have not digested the whole thing. I haven't read everything, but there's things on both sides. Ultimately, like Colin Kaepernick can do workouts anywhere. He can travel the country and do workouts and show people that he's ready. And I read reports that he has elite arm talent. Listen, the arm talent's never been a question. I'm telling you, there's people out there with Kyle Bowler has elite arm talent. He can't play. So, I mean, there is having elite arm talent, being able to throw it to post. Like, come on, that's that whole thing is a farce to me. But the bottom line is, you just haven't done yourself any favors, and I know that the league is culpable and guilty in a lot of ways too. So, it's just two separate entities that don't like each other.
They don't like each other.
And they don't trust each other.
Exactly. And boy, was that on display.
Right.
And I have no doubt that from the NFL side, a lot of this was just all eyewash.
Right.
I mean, look at the Broncos. I think the Broncos are a perfect example of it. Broncos have no intention, none whatsoever, of ever signing Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
None. Okay? And yet they had somebody there. I can almost see Roger Goodell reaching out to the Broncos and go, hey, listen, can you do me a solid? And we're trying to make this look good. Can you have somebody there? You know, that kind of thing. And, in the case of Kaepernick, he doesn't trust the NFL. So it was not handled well. But I'll give Kaepernick this. He moved it, and he got to find out exactly which teams were genuinely interested in him. He saw which teams were willing to make the effort and still go see this other workout.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Think he gets yes or no? Does he get signed by somebody?
I don't think so.
Okay. That'll do it for the Morning Brew. Bring that to you every morning at 6:30.